On today's episode.
Anybody who knows me knows that I have an addiction to gadgets, and I can't for the life of me think why I haven't bought one of these before, but the situation has arisen with my car battery, and so I've bought this analyzer to hopefully be able to troubleshoot that. It's not an expensive unit. I think it can save you a lot of time messing around trying to work out whether it's a battery, alternator, or some other wiring problem that's giving you grief. Without further ado, let's fire it up and see what we can do with this battery on the bench here. In putting the terminals on, it's a good idea just to squeeze them together and give them a little shake, as it says in the manual. I think that ensures it's getting in good contact with the battery terminals, and we can see a nice clear display, and the battery voltage there 12.84, which is quite healthy. You can select a variety of languages: Italian, Spanish, German, Russian, French, and English. So although I speak Spanish, we'll go for English at the moment. We are not in vehicle, so out of vehicle. The state is after charge, so we'll select that. It's a regular flooded battery. The standards, you need to look at the battery itself. You can see here it's indicated the cranking amps, which in this case is 330 amps, and it's the EN standard. So we're good to go with EN 330, and now it's going to go through its test routine. So the state of health is 100%, state of charge 98%, 12.82 volts, 375 amps. So against the manufacturer's 330, that's an excellent sign, and the internal resistance just 7.32 milliohms. So it's a good battery. Let's now take it outside and see if we can find the problem with my car battery. Now I have the tester connected to my battery in the car, which is somewhat suspect, and just a good tip, make sure that you twist these clamps to the teeth bite in to make a good contact. Let's set up the tester. So it's effectively out of vehicle because it's disconnected from the wiring, and it's before charge. It's a regular flooded cell, it's an EN type, and the ampere hours is 640. So it says it's in a good condition, but obviously needs to be recharged. Now, although it's saying that the battery is good and just needs to be recharged, the state of health at only 64% and state of charge at 40% are obviously of concern. Similarly, the indicated cold cranking amps of only 450 against 640 on the battery causes the battery to be into question. However, the internal resistance is very low, so that's a good sign. Mine being a diesel car, the cranking amps is of particular importance. Let's just go through the in-car charge test and check that the alternator is working. Now with the battery reconnected, we're going to try the in-car test. All the settings as before. Good, recharge. So let's start the engine. The result of the cranking test clearly shows that there's a problem. The time at 8 seconds is much too long, and the cranking ampage has been indicated as low, and the voltage of the battery went down to below 10 volts. The result of the charging system and rectifier test is normal. So this indicates that the alternator and the rectifiers are okay. So the loaded voltage there, 13.74, and the no load voltage 14.22, which is normal. Ripple would indicate if there is a problem with one of the rectifying diodes. In conclusion, then, I believe this is a very useful device, and as I said at the beginning, I can't believe I haven't bought one before. Even if it just saves you one time buying a new battery when it's a problem with the alternator, or vice versa, it would have paid for itself.